don't know if you've noticed, but there's a nice little backdrop behind me. But behind that backdrop is a nice little toddler. Really, right now, I was just about to start talking about how cool my backdrop is, and now my daughter is tearing it down. The fact of the matter, this is ridiculous. Stevie, is if you're setting goals, this is so distracting. Peekaboo. What's up, you guys? No! Let's just address this right now. This is gonna happen the whole video. I'm gonna roll with it. So I got her in her playpen and we're gonna see how long this lasts. So I wanted to do this video because I thought that it would be good to share with you guys some of the goals that I've set for myself. More so things that I want to start introducing into my life to have as a lifestyle. So a lot of it can be like habitual changes and things like that. So anyways, I think that a lot of the New Year's resolutioners get a pretty bad rep. People kind of talk crap about them. There's memes about the new year, new you, and I'm totally guilty of it because memes, I can't say no to a good meme. So I'll post them and stuff, but the fact that that person even set a goal in the first place, to me, should be enough. So I'm not one of those people who kind of like hate on the resolutioners, especially like the ones that want to start their fitness journey, obviously because of my line of work, but I just wanted to share some of my goals with you guys. Maybe this will encourage you to set some goals for yourself. So let's just get started. Okay, so I wrote everything down just so I don't forget. I just did bullet points. Nothing is in order. I'm just going to say them as I wrote them. So the first one I put down was to stop having my work be my identity. And I realized this heavily this year. I am quite the workaholic. I might have a problem separating my work from my life. Like, my career is a little different, so I would consider myself an entrepreneur, but I basically document my life on social media, and I work off of sales, which is relationships, and relationships are built over time of consistency. And I think what happened is I somewhere along the line in the last year and a half, 2 years, kind of got lost in being so absorbed with work. Like I've said in the past, there's this quote that says, "Nothing will breed success more than the fear of failure." And I kind of live my life by that. And so it's almost like a sink or swim every single day. I wake up, I'm like, I gotta take the day. And it can be very, very consuming. So I want my work to be something that represents me, but I don't want it to be how I value my work. I'm so much more than my job or things that I do. So it's very easy for me to get stuck in work mode. The more I work, the more I make, and the less I work, the less I make. And I'm such a perfectionist that it can sometimes work against me because I'm always shooting for the next thing, and basically that means that I'm never happy. I'm always gonna set a goal that's higher. And yeah, that's awesome because eventually, like when I'm old, I'm gonna be like, I did a lot of shit. Like I got so much done. But I also don't want it to be a situation where I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I would have spent more time with my kids. I wish I would have watched more movies. Like you can name a movie right now, I could tell you I probably haven't seen it. And I'm talking like classic movies. Like I don't do nothing ever. So that's another goal of mine. But essentially I just want to be able to have my work be my work and then my life outside of work be just that. I realized that this was a problem because I went to write down my goals for the year, and I had like 10 goals written down, and I think like 8 of them were work related and the other 2 were family. So I was like, fuck. So I really just want to stop having my work be my entire life. So that's that. The other one I put is to reduce my screen time and social media. So this one's hard because I really don't feel like I spend a lot of time just like scrolling or surfing the web, or like I'm working always. I'm always working. If I'm on social media, I'm still working. So I have an issue with this one because like I'm like, well, I want to reduce my screen time. I don't want to be on my phone all the time. But because of the nature of my business, and again, like the relationship, I'm always texting back and forth with a client, or messaging or DMing or emailing or responding to something for the MamaHood brand, or, you know, so I'm always on my phone, and it does have a lot to do with social media. So a huge part of how I created the MamaHood brand and how we do Trainer Jones and our challenges and all of that, it all came from social media. So it's really difficult for me to reduce that time because it ties into reducing my work. So it's going to be a struggle, but I have already started to incorporate this where I truly am not on my phone for fun. very often. If I am, I try to be very mindful of what I'm spending my time doing. So if I needed to go make a post for any of our pages, I go, I make the post. I don't scroll or like go into my DMs and things like that. There's a time and a place for that, but reducing my screen time can be done by being a little bit more efficient with how I am on social media. Since I've kind of slowed down with it, I have been less stressed out. I've had less anxiety, and I have been way more present with my kids, which is super, super important. So I really like this goal, even though I know it's going to be a tough one to do. A lot of times, like having unread DMs or not responding back to like someone's comment or whatever, that gives me anxiety. So it's like I'm creating something that doesn't need to be there, and it's not making me feel good. So why am I doing it? You know, I feel like I'm constantly needing to be on my phone or be glued to my phone. So anyway, reducing my screen time and my social media. That's definitely something I want to incorporate more in my life. So number 3, I put to slow down. I feel the need to always be doing something, and that can be very exhausting, and it also makes time go by really fast. I always talk about how busy I am. And I do feel really, really busy, but I also don't think I'm being as efficient as I could be. I think that I could definitely be working smarter so that I don't have to work as hard or as long. And I think that I just don't need to do everything right here, right now. I need to slow the fuck down and realize that life is literally passing me by, and I'm worried about the dishes or the vacuuming or the packaging of our apparel or Instagram, or I'm worried about all these things that are so work related, and it's not that important. And one of the ways that I've tried to practice slowing down is by asking myself, like, what's the worst that could happen if I didn't do this right now? And if it isn't going to make or break a situation or be a really big deal, then I do my very best to let it go and just be like, I'll take care of it later. I kid you not, from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep, I'm always doing something, and it's 99% of the time I feel like I'm doing something productive. So I'm always either cleaning or cooking or grocery shopping or taking care of the kids or like taking them a bath or doing our laundry or working or whatever. But it's just, there's like I can just never sit down. And this is actually kind of crazy, but like yesterday when I was cleaning my house, the whole house was spotless. It was clean. I vacuumed. There was like nothing out of place. And I remember walking in circles like what can I clean or what can I do? And I remember feeling like, the fuck, just sit your ass down. Like, you don't need to be doing something all the time. Just relax. And I can't. It's so hard. So I'm gonna work on that. Okay, so the next one I put is to really implement a good morning and night routine. So I've had many morning routines, night routines. The problem is they're not consistent. So when I do them, they work really, really well, and they put me in a really good energetic space, but they need to be consistent. And so I've done where I'll wake up earlier than the kids so that I can wake up slowly and not just like roll out of bed, hustle and bustle and get everything going. I wake up slowly, I'll have my water or my juice, and then I will read for a little bit and journal and yada, yada, yada. And that usually lasts a couple days, and then it stops. And then I'll pick it back up, and then it stops. But because I know how important it is for me, I need to get better at it. I need to make it a daily habit. This year in general, I really want to focus on more spirituality. I want to be more in tune with myself. I want to do things like meditate and live the life that I preach. And I really need to get better at that, because while I'm over here telling my clients, you guys need to slow down, be kind to yourself, you know, don't feel like you always have to do everything perfectly. I'm over here doing all of that. I'm feeling like a perfectionist at all times. I can't stop working. I'm always thinking of what I got to do. So I need to practice what I preach, essentially. So I think if I can get a good morning routine going, it would be really beneficial in all areas of my life. So that's something I'm going to be working on. Be more conscious of what and who I allow in my life. Basically, I need to get better at setting boundaries and say no a little bit more. I've been a people pleaser without even realizing it, and it comes from a very caring space. Like, I think, well, I just care. I just want to take care of people, or I just want to fix your problems. But at the same time, like, there's no boundaries with that, and then I end up being a little bit beaten down or like drained, and I need to really focus on taking care of myself and filling my cup, because I do interact with a lot of people every single day with work, and I only have so much I can give. So I've been trying really hard to kind of like step back a little bit, be a little bit better with my boundaries. I tend to make friends with a lot of my clients. Like, it's just, they're awesome people, but I don't need to be texting back and forth with them, especially about stuff that's not even really that important. I don't need to be responding back to like really long DMs and things like that. Like, the part of me that really cares is like, oh my God, I can't leave this person on red. Like, they just spent so much time texting me or messaging me this, I have to respond. But the other part of me is like, you don't have to respond, or if you want to, it can happen later. But you don't have to always allow everybody to get a piece of you. Like, I think I just need to get better at saying no, because a lot of times I think, yeah, I can do it, put it on my plate, sign me up, let's do this. And I'm just like such a doer that sometimes it works against me. So definitely setting some boundaries. And then I put things in here as well. So I'm talking about like actual things like clothes and shoes and candles and mugs and all this shit that's all over my house. It's not necessary to have all of those things in my house. And I feel like if I can be more conscious of what I bring into my space, it would really, really help me. Because if I can live a little bit more of a minimalistic lifestyle and really only bring in things that have true value to make me feel really good, it makes sense to have it. But what happens is I end up having so many different things. I accept gifts, or if I accept a PR box or whatever, I end up having a house full of a bunch of crap. And I don't want to have my environment be crappy. I want to have a very clean, fresh, airy environment where the energy is good. It's like I just saged that motherfucker, like everything is good. But having so much stuff in my house, and I swear, I don't know, I've purged so many times and it just keeps coming back. It's just not healthy. It's just not healthy. So I don't need to save every little picture that the kids draw. Like, I really, really want to simplify, and I really want to just keep things very like clean and organized and no clutter. Like, if my space is cluttered, my brain is cluttered. So if I clear my space, I feel like it'll clear my brain, and I can think better, and I can work better, and I can do everything better. So that's something that I'm gonna be more conscious of. And also not feeling bad, because I do tend to feel really bad. Like, for instance, if I get invited to some place and I don't want to go for whatever reason, I feel so bad saying no that I'll probably be like, okay, yeah, I'll go. But that's me saying yes to something that does nothing for my spirits, for my energy, for my life. And it can sound a little dramatic, but if you really think about it, just because someone else is having a party or having a birthday or having some sort of event does not mean that I'm obligated to partake in that. I'm allowed to support people from afar. I'm allowed to send a gift card. Like, I can do other things without having to give my actual time. And the reason I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to slow it down, because I can't say yes to everything. I will never not be busy. You know, I'll always have something going on. There's always going to be a birthday. There's always going to be a holiday. There's always going to be something going on. And I need to learn to pick where to spend my time. So I know that if I can control that, it'll tie into everything else, with slowing down, with not focusing so much on people pleasing and being there for everybody else. Like, really taking care of myself. Oftentimes we're always so concerned about everybody else that we don't respect our own time and our own space. And so I'm going to try to be more conscious of that. Another thing that I put down is to stop spending and stop outsourcing so much. I need to be more intentional with my money. The main thing that I have learned is that if you don't know how to manage $1,000, you will not be able to manage $100,000. And one of my goals was to make 6 figures, and I accomplished that. But you know what? I still have the same exact problem now as I did when I was making half of that. And the reason is because of my habits. I really just need to be more intentional about where I'm putting my money, because like I said, I do work really, really hard, and I should be able to slow down because of how hard I have worked. I have already planted the seeds. You know, I need to allow it to just come into fruition and save the money so that I don't have to work that hard every single day. If I create a really good buffer and a good safe place financially and have financial freedom, then I don't have to work as hard. You know what I mean? Like, I could take 3 or 4 weeks off and not let it drive me nuts. Really be conscious of that, and the outsourcing less. I do a lot of outsourcing because the way that I was taught in business is whatever you can pay someone to do for you, do that so that you can do what you're good at. So I tried it. You know, I've outsourced a lot of things. We've given people jobs because of how much we've outsourced, whether that be through meal prep companies or people who do my laundry or clean my house or all of that stuff. But if I can stop doing all of that and save that money, again, it'll tie back into me not having to work as hard. So basically 2020 is gonna be all about working from the inside out. I think it'll really help my work-life balance. I think it'll help my stress, my anxiety. It'll help my relationship with my husband. I'll be a better mom. Like, so many things will come from me taking care of me first. The way that I would do that is by taking care of everything on the inside, slowing down, be more present in the moment of what I'm doing, and just kind of take more of like a holistic approach to things. And it's just, I feel very cluttered and I feel very busy. Like, not just physically busy, but I feel like everything around me is just busy. There's just everything. I would really like to be more in a more like tranquil environment. I want to come into my home and it feel like zen and having incense burning and just feel really good. I want to be in a high vibrational state at all times. And right now, I'm not. Last year, I spent so much time focused on the physical, like grinding every day as hard as I could, doing as many things as I could. Even with my business, like a lot of the stuff was so focused on personal training and the physical transformations and things like that. Whereas this year, I really want to like slow down and have like a lighter, fluffier version of last year, so I can still work hard, but I don't need to go ham all the time. Like, the challenges that we're doing, I'm so excited about. Sorry, she's crying. Hold on. This year with our challenges, we're really focusing on all of these things that I've kind of mentioned that are goals for myself. I kind of feel like our challenges grow as we grow. Like I said, last year we focused so heavily on our physical transformations and just grinding so much, and that's kind of how our challenges went. They were very physical driven and weight loss driven, whereas now our challenges this year are going to be more about, you know, self-reflection and self-care and working from the inside out versus everything being so physical. And that aligns perfectly with where I'm at in my life personally. I'm going to be able to resonate a lot more with what we're doing right now because this is the phase that I'm in. So I'm excited about it. 2019 was, I really think that it was a hard year for me. It was one of the harder years that I've experienced, but I feel like I can take a breath of fresh air, and I'm looking forward to 2020. I feel excited, I feel rejuvenated, and I'm ready to do it. Like, I'm ready to do the damn thing, but I'm gonna do it slow. That's a promise. She's messing up my backdrop, it's all good. We're almost done, we're almost done, we're almost done. Okay, I gotta wrap it up. So I hope this video was helpful in some way or another. Reflecting back on 2019 and really taking lessons that I've learned will really set me up for 2020, and I'm excited for it. I feel good, I'm ready to tackle it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry it was so rambly, that's just how I am. It's very non-YouTuber like I have my toddler playing peekaboo back here with my backdrop, but I try, so you got to give me credit for that. So please remember to, if you are watching this video, please subscribe to my channel because I get a lot of views, and according to my analytics, 75% of the people who watch my videos are not even subscribed. So if you support me, you support my channel, you watch my videos, the least you could do is subscribe because it really does help me. So happy New Year. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.